this is Steve Moore, owner of Run More, Carroll County's premier running shop, here with another brand new shoe review. This is the new Clifton 5 from Hoka. It comes out in July of 2018. Version 5 should be very well received, I think. Some of the things that I've noticed right away about this were things that people didn't love about the 4. If you've been following the Hoka Clifton for years, this was the shoe that put Hoka on the map. This won all the big awards for Shoe of the Year from Runner's World, and pretty much you name it, it won some award out there. It was the first one that really did this big, goofy cushion. I mean, when we first brought this shoe in 4 years ago, it seemed so odd on the wall. You know, this was such a different looking style shoe from everything else we carried. And now you look around and we see other brands are sort of stealing a lot of the ideas, borrowing, whatever the words you want to use. A lot of people are trying to mimic the success of the Hoka, specifically the Hoka Clifton. So this is the newest, probably the one that everybody's been looking for review-wise. Couple things right out of the gate. It definitely is softer. That was the big thing that people did not like about the 4. People that were new to Hoka that had just tried on the version 4, they really liked it. Some of the people that have been following the Clifton from like early iterations 1 and then version 2, which I think was their best version, noticed that every year they tended to get heavier and heavier and heavier. This year it felt like it went back a little bit softer. Nothing crazy, still not the same squishy softness of the 2, where you could set, when people stepped in, you could literally see it moving with the person's foot. It's not that soft, but it's definitely softer than version 4. The upper is not crazy different. So this is version 4. You can kind of see they tried to get away with some of the overlays on it. Not crazy different. This is the women's. This is the men's. A lot of the stuff about the shoe that's been successful hasn't changed. The weight, virtually the same. We went from 9.4 ounces to 9.5 ounces in the men and roughly 7.4 to 7.5 in the women. So virtually the same. Aesthetically, honestly, besides the colors, they look pretty similar to what we've already felt with the Hoka Cliftons. You know, it has really similar streamline to it, breathable, super light. I mean, for the size of it, a shoe that's coming in anywhere between 7.5 to 9.5 ounces is really light. You know, when I'm holding the shoe or when I pull it out for people, they always are surprised, and I can see it in people's faces like, this guy's going to put me in this big, goofy, clunky shoe. It's really light and airy. And this actually feels, even though, again, it's about the same, if not a little bit heavier than the previous model, it feels a little bit lighter. But when you're squishing and squeezing on it and pulling on it or running on it, it definitely feels a little bit squishier than previous models. People that I would put in this shoe, somebody who's doing a lot of walking, running, somebody who lands more on their heel. It's great for somebody who's doing heel-toe rocking, because what sets this shoe apart is the meta rocker platform that Hoka puts into it. This is the guts of the shoe. This is the guts of all the Hoka the Hoka Cliftons. It has this nice layer of rubber that sits inside the foam. The idea was a kid in a booster seat, or as it's been described to me, as putting somebody in a canoe in water. You know, if the canoe above the water, when it's sitting on the ground, is really top heavy, but when you sit in the water and the water comes up to the side, it's kind of harder to rock over, and that's the same idea. They say that all Hoka Cliftons are inherently stable because inside of this nice foam blend is this protective rubber that's designed to keep you in the middle. So if you do find yourself mildly overpronating or underpronating, it's just going to kind of keep you locked in the middle. So somebody who does a lot of walking, who lands on their heel, is a great candidate for this. Somebody who's on their feet a lot. We sell as many Hokas to people that are walking or professionals on their feet than to people that are running. Nurses, teachers, someone that's just standing around walking all day, feels really good under their foot. Keep in mind, this shoe does have a nice arch to it. It's not a stable shoe. I mean, it's classified as a stability shoe, but it has a really high, nice arch to it. For some people, it's too much. We do hear that from people from time to time, that the arch does feel like it's a little higher than most shoes, and it is higher than most shoes. And that's still there. You can tell as soon as you put this on that it does have a nice, high arch to it. I don't love this shoe so much for somebody who's looking for something that's just a straight stability shoe, somebody who severely overpronates. I still think you'd be better off in something like the Hoka Arahi if you wanted that cushion, but you need the extra stability. Even though they classify this as something inherently stable, I still like this for somebody who's more neutral or just maybe mildly overpronates or mildly underpronates. Besides that, it's a great shoe. The price point's great at $130. Hokas can break down a little bit faster than some of the other shoes because it is so light and airy. They do tend to push down a little bit faster than some of the other shoes. I'm not saying that's a 200-mile shoe, but be prepared. Especially if you have a bigger frame, it is soft, it is marshmallowy, so you will break the shoe down faster. I still think you should expect 350 to 400 miles out of it, but I wouldn't expect this shoe to be a 5, 6, 7, 800-mile shoe. I just wouldn't. I mean, there are some people, of course, that will get that. I don't think that's going to be on everybody. I hope you enjoyed the shoe review. If you're interested in more shoe reviews, follow us, like us, subscribe us, all that good jazz. And as always, we'll see you around town, and we'll be back soon with another shoe review. Thanks.